Welcome to Pretty Lies and Ugly Truths, where you can either die with the lie or
the truth will set you free.
And I am the Alex E. Miller, and that lovely voice of reason you just heard was
Toya vegan Mommania.
All right. And as we always do here, Pretty Lies and Ugly Truths, we allow the guests to introduce themselves. So, you can treat it like the first day of school, first day on the job. You know what I'm saying? Tell us everything we don't know, we should know, what we need to know. Floor is yours whenever you're ready.
Hi, my name is Brian Sharp, aka Hotep Jesus. Nice to meet everyone.
Yeah.
I am going to change the world. I'm going to do it through technology, philosophy, and spirituality. Thank you for having me today.
I feel like I just met a Martian. Like that shit.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So if you wouldn't mind starting in that order, you said technology. That was the first thing you said. And I feel like a lot of times with people, when you hear them speak, subconsciously we put things in order for certain reasons, whether we know it or not.
Yeah.
But it's about technology that led the order of operation for a change in the world.
Well, human evolution relies on technology, whether it's the wheel or so on and so forth. So technology has to be at the forefront of our minds. I think as Black people, technology has always been at the forefront of our minds because, the cotton gin wouldn't have got invented without us. We was like, I ain't picking this cotton, nigga, watch this shit. Threw some parts together, and next they got a machine. The technology that goes into some of these algorithms on these social networks. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see Jay-Z's new video.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The entrepreneur video. And I actually screenshotted the guy he had on there that was coding. I screenshotted that and I want to follow him right away.
Yeah. So, we have a lot of brilliant minds, and it's like, I think we focus a lot on the Cardi B's and the Mega Stallions, and they need to exist. They have a purpose, and I love those individuals, but we can't forget to highlight the people that drive human evolution. You see, musicians are important because they drive culture, and we need somebody that's going to be there to drive culture through entertainment. But as far as how this whole entire world works, whoever controls the technology controls your ass. Right? Whether, even, from, let's say the electric company decided to just turn off your electricity. That's it for you. That's it for you, and our ancestors understood the technology of electricity. It's actually a very simple technology. It's actually not even technology. It's just using of nature, because electricity is very natural. So technology is how you wield nature, how you mold nature to advance your civilization. I think the problem with technology today is the technology is being pulled from nature, not being replaced, not being restored, and nature's being abused, as you see with pollution and human resources or human lives, or the slaves, such as in Africa, that have to make a living off mining and things of these nature. And now mining has always been a very crude job. So there's no balance. So I want to, do my best to just provide a spark or whatever it is before I leave this earth that's kind of going to shift technology into a more natural place.
Okay.
But technology's been my life, my whole life, though. I was a kid that I was an athlete and I was a nerd.
Right.
Like I came home from school and I used to be on the internet. 1996, I was on the internet. 94, I was building computers. My pops came home from he worked in maintenance. He was an electrician, so he worked in maintenance for one of those big buildings down in Newark. And the attorneys threw away like 20 computers or something like that. And he brought them home, and some of them didn't work and some of them did. So I was like swapping parts out. And my brother's a computer programmer. I've been around computers since 1980. Since the day I was born. I was, basically it's the first thing I can remember is having a computer, so it was always a part of my life. So at like age 16, Bill Gates, I think at the time, was the richest man in the world. And I said, I want to be in software. So here I am.
Yeah.
Even though it's fuck Bill Gates.
I like that. No, let me stop. Can you explain to me, I don't know if this is basic or not, but I just wanted to know Hotep. I didn't even want to find that out. I wanted to talk to you directly and get like what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah, Hotep, the actual word is the language is called ancient Metu Neta, and we're talking about ancient Egypt or Kemetic, right? And the word means to be at peace, to be at rest, and I believe it has, upwards of 10 definitions. But calm, peaceful, rest, like that's what Hotep means. It's just like, okay. I mean, it's a vibe, right? So, the conscious community, especially in the 80s and 90s, used to greet each other. Some people say, "What's up, yo, peace?" Instead of saying peace, we just say Hotep. Is it greeting or leaving? All right, Hotep, peace. I'll see you later, bro. So it was like a greeting almost. Well, it actually was. Right. So then fast forward, you can very quickly tell who's from the conscious community and who's not. Where the people from the conscious community are usually closer to nature. Those people are the ones like watching what they eat, on that Dr. Sebi routine, all already had that Bob Black mentality. It's like, nigga, all I buy is black. What are you talking about? We've been doing this. The real conscious ones, the ones that felt the connection to Africa and the entire diaspora, how we're all a connected people. But it's very natural. It's very spiritual. We even get spiritual. There's a whole African spirituality science behind it too. So, when Mike Brown died, we were kind of like spotted, right? So let me just speak for my own experience. I was telling people in 2014, they was like, yo, we getting shot at here. What do we do? I was like, yo, stop watching NFL, stop watching the NBA. That's the first thing I said. When we fast forward to 2020, what do we have right now?
The boycott.
Strike. What do you think happened to me when I said this in 2014? Everybody, yeah. Everybody called me crazy. Right?
The Trailblazers feel the blood.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The Trailblazers are the ones that feel the blaze first.
Yeah. Right. So along with the invective comments came the term Hotep in a derogatory manner. I'm like, oh, y'all using our ancient language as a pejorative out here? Cool. Got you. No doubt. Give me that. So I wore it. You know what I mean? And
I'll take
people, word. Y'all not about to drag my ancestors and shit. Like, not on my time. You know what I mean? So somebody called me Hotep Jesus because I speak from a very philosophical place. So sometimes it comes off very airy. So somebody's like, oh, what do you think you are? Some type of Hotep Jesus? And I was like, damn, that shit kind of got a ring to it, dog. Yeah. I ain't even gonna hold you. So I was like, fuck it. Yeah, that's what I am. Yeah. So, we built Hotep Nation, strong Black brothers and sisters. And, what we're working on right now is a fintech program for the youth. Right. So they can learn finance and technology all at the same time.
I seen you were at the CES with Wazo Security. What is there? You have a hand in that? Is it just one of those things where you knew somebody, you had a relationship there, so you were just kind of there for moral support? Like, what's your relationship with them?
So to answer that question, I got to tell you a story. This white dude comes up to me on Twitter. He like, yo, I want you to get down my cryptocurrency app. He got a DApp, decentralized application. So I'm like, all right. If we talking equity, I'm down. If we not talking equity, I'm not down. So he can't. He still decided to email me, and he was like, blah 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 blah, trying to sell me on like, hey, we'll give you some free coins, this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, I'm not interested in cash, nigga. I want to own the company. I want a piece of the company. I want on the cap table. I might even want a board seat. You know what I'm saying? So all my companies, I'm on the board, or I'm an owner. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way I operate. Like Jay-Z, like Kanye was talking about, like, yo, we need to be in a boardroom. Jay-Z on the new record was talking about being in a boardroom. This is shit I was on in 2016. Like, I was just like, nigga, I'm in the boardroom. Fuck what y'all doing. I'm collecting companies like niggas collect sneakers. And that's so when you see Wazo, like, yeah, that's one of my babies. You know, they got an awesome team. We got an awesome dev team. The founder is Riley. Riley, you know, did a great job creating a company, creating an idea, creating the software, the code, and all of that. And I just come and do my thing, you know.
So if you wouldn't mind, for people who do not know exactly what Wiseau Security is, I know a little bit from my research that I found out about them through you. But if you wouldn't mind, just break that down as far as why it's not the typical security that people think of.
I got to be honest with you. For me, it's quite scary to be a partner in Wiseau, because what we do is camera vision. Anything in front of a camera vision, it can analyze, right? And it's doing it with artificial intelligence. So for me, it's kind of scary because it's like, damn, like I'm over here pushing Big Brother technology, which forces me to look at things objectively on all sides. And when I look at the other side, I'm like, well, how can we do this ethically? And, you know, Riley has this thing where our devices don't connect to the cloud. So it'll be local. So you own all your data, right? So we're making like minor changes like that to these industries that are going to be inevitable. And at the same time, by offering products like that, we're educating people at the same time on why it's important to have that local device, as opposed to having AWS and your stuff is hosted in the cloud and Amazon knows everything about you. So when the FBI want to come run down on you, all you got to do is call Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos give them the go. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's being smart with the technology. But Wiseau, we did some COVID measures. So for a supermarket, basically, it counted the people that came in and out, so they can stay below certain occupancy levels. We could do facial recognition. We could do gait recognition. We could recognize bears, dogs, cats, license plates. We can count cars. We can detect male versus female. We can, you know, is that a polo? Is that a t-shirt? Is that a V-neck or a U-neck? Like, that's how far we're getting into the technology, because we're trying to move into the retail space. And we have a sales staff that's moving us in that direction. Mostly the pet retail space. So, yeah, things are pretty interesting with that company. I got an investor meeting. We just secured in the first round, 110K between two investors. The lead investor put it in the lion's share. Yeah, that's where we're at right now with that company, raising money and, you know, trying to do something interesting. Also, I spoke to a comic book guy, so I'm gonna be in the comic book, but the comic book is like based in the future. So with the comic book being based in the future, as a matter of fact, I should just pull up his name so y'all can go get a copy of shit, because this shit gonna be fire. Because, you know, the thing is with the comic book space right now is it got real political, and it's just like people like, yo, we still want fun. Like, we don't want everything to be about, you know, Trump or something like that. So this is Fatal, FATL, Charlie Snogans. He's right here out of Jersey. Does great artwork. I mean, his shit's sick. So yeah, we're gonna he has a superhero who basically has an AI droid assistant. So we're gonna brand that. The world that he lands on, he actually gets stuck. What he does is he's like an alien exterminator, goes around and kills aliens. So he goes to this one planet and he gets stuck there. So he has to rebuild the technology. So in order to rebuild the technology, he got to come to Hotep Jesus, and I help him rebuild the technology to go back to his home planet. Yeah. Plus, the whole place is run on AI, and I'm the co-founder of Wiseau AI that runs the whole shit. So it's going to be like nuts. Yeah. So we don't, you know, that's why I said, like, and I don't even want it on the board, but for reasons why people want to be on the board. I want to be on the board because I want control. I want power. Like, I want to be able to say what's going on with this company, because I worked with a lot of tech companies, a lot, you know, over 20, and they all got the same problems, and they never want to listen to a nigga. So it's just like, y'all gonna have to, y'all just got to put me on the board, you know, that way when I speak, my word means something. Because I remember I was at this one company and I could have really helped these people, you know, and pretty much day one, I was like, yo, your Facebook pixels is broken. I was running their ad campaigns online digitally. Mm-hmm. So So I was like, yo, your Facebook pixel's broken. So, they was acting like that shit wasn't no problem. They like, yo, just go ahead and spend. I'm like, yo, we about to spend $2,500 a day. Some days it was running $25K. I'm like, yo, we're not going to be able to register if these clicks if these are purchases or not. Because there's a difference between a click, a view, and a purchase.
Right.
So we want to register every time it's purchased. The pixel was broken. So we didn't know or I should say we knew. Facebook wouldn't know if it was a purchase. And the way Facebook's system is set up is, as you get more purchases, it optimizes the algorithm for those type of people to get you a better ad spend. So we're running like a negative 98. I got it down to 97 on some campaigns, 92 on some campaigns, like ROI, negative 97, negative 91 ROI on campaigns. Like, it's not supposed to look like that. So they came to me. It was like, yo, what's up? You're not doing your job. Da, da, da. I was like, yo, your Facebook pixels is broken. Oh, that can't be it. I was like, all right, no doubt. So I go and I take my email. I sent the email out. Boom, everybody got the email. Cool. Niggas like, all right, fine. So the dev gonna put it in next update. I was like, well, when's the next update? They like a month from now. I'm like, oh, y'all killing me. like just push update on this shit. It take like 2 seconds. Yeah. So they finally update the software, right? Then I'm watching this shit because I know the update going in. It's a month later. I know the update going in. So I'm watching the Facebook ads, and them shits is exploding. Like, mad money just pouring in. Like, I think he made like 10, 20,000 overnight or something like that. So I come into work the next day, like, man, let's see what these motherfuckers talking about today. Thank you, baby. You know what I'm saying? See what these motherfuckers talking about today. Get in the office. They like, yo, what's going on? Where are all these sales coming from? I'm like, yo, the Facebook pixel went in on the last update. They're like, oh, that can't be it. I was like,
oh shit.
I was like, oh, word.
Let's break it again.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? Like, take it out and do it. You know what I mean? So I was dealing with a lot of that in tech. Right. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that. Don't keep your check. I ain't want your little stinking money. I know how to get money. Right. Give me a piece of your company.
Exactly.
You probably and for the record, so people who watch and know, that's Fatal, FATL, and Charlie Snogan without the W. For people that's trying to look it up out there. Word. You probably, from the way you talking, you probably familiar with IoT. Am I right?
IoT, yeah.
Like you probably, I feel like you like ready for that. Like when that come, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is.
Wait, hold on. Y'all, what? I'm sorry. Say it again.
It's the Internet of things. So like your refrigerator could be connected to Amazon, right?
I've seen refrigerators with is that with when they have the TVs on the refrigerator?
Yeah, that's IO. That's IO. You've seen it before. Yeah, that's IO.
I just don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm being educated. Listen, I'm here to learn. Okay, I don't know what y'all said I was coming here for, but
yeah, that's good. You know what I mean? That's what that's where it begins. That's where consciousness begins. That's Hotep. I want to learn this Hotep.
Right.
As opposed to being like
the vulnerability to even say, I want to learn. Think about how people just be sitting somewhere in a room and have no clue what a discussion is about, and don't have the vulnerability to be like, hey, so what's up with that?
That's why I personally wanted to ask you, not even how you got your name. You tell me what Hotep is. I didn't even want to pull it up.
Yeah, because if you pull it up,
I already know how Google can get it. Something just told me in my ask him. Don't find out. Ask him. He'll tell you.
Where you from?
I was born in Georgia. I was raised in Florida, and I'm back in Georgia.
Okay, you got like a New York vibe to you or something.
I got like 10 vibes. I will sound country, New York, all kind of stuff. I listen.
How y'all found me?
He's like,
because I gotta be honest with you, I'm not used to getting interviewed by black people. Black people don't reach out to me, so every time I'm in an interview with black people, I'm like, oh shit, who is y'all?
I'll tell you the first time I heard of you. First time I heard of you is hold on one quick second.
Yeah, you got the backdrop and all that. Y'all professionals.
So the first time I heard of you was from my homeboy MP. He's actually a white guy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
So people may know him on social media as Uncommon Summers.
Yeah.
He might have posted about you before on there, but he, you know what I'm saying, sent me like some of your videos and was like, hey, you gotta watch this. And he's one of them friends that's like, whenever he tell me I gotta watch something, I gotta watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's usually like, he's ahead. Whatever it is that he talks about, he'll talk about something now, and then I'll see the world be on it like years later.
Yeah.
So the fact that he had told me about you, I was like, okay. And then Diaz, you know what I'm saying, who, you know, booked you, whatever, the producer of this show, he was like, you know, when he got this set up, I'm like, oh shit, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Dope. So y'all didn't Google me, did you?
Well, yeah, I had already seen stuff from when my boy MP sent stuff on you. So I dove there, and then you know when Diaz was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Oh, okay, he's gonna be on." Okay, so I went and did some more Googles. You know?
Yeah, I'm usually. What was you about to say?
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, you know, I'm trying to get on that, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna we finna talk about whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Like,
Yeah. That's how I do my shit too. Yeah. Cause Google allowed you.
I don't even, for real. And then, I mean, it's a good tool. It's a good tool. It's helped me before, but sometimes you just get that feeling, you know, your soul speaks to you. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, I don't really gotta do all that.
Yeah.
The
Me too.
The world is full of hidden agendas and ulterior motives. I feel like that, right? So whenever I see anything, I look at it from so many different angles. I look at it from whatever's put out there. When was this put out there? From who was it put out there? Why was it put out there? You know what I'm saying? So you take all those things. We all three different versions of ourselves anyway. The version we present to others, the version others see us as, the version we are when nobody else is around. So, you know what I'm saying? Toya and I definitely are both people that, you know, we think freely, and we don't, you know, we don't just follow the fray like, oh, everyone says this is the general consensus, so this is what it is. Nah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, people got their own individual perspective. So
I want to live up to the show name. I came up with that name, and I meant that. It's Pretty Lies and Ugly Truths. And anything I'm around, I don't listen. Let's reverse that. I'm ready for the truth. You know what I'm saying? In any situation, I don't all that like, you know, oh, you're a rapper. Now that's cute. You know what I'm saying? But what's up? What's going on at home? What's going on in your head? What do you think about this, that? You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with that. But
yeah, that, you know, that's all I had in 2014, 2015, you know, was Pretty Lies and Ugly Truths. I was like, yo, Black Lives Matter's a farce. And niggas was killing me. I'm like, all right, I go see 5 years, 4 years, however long it take for you to come underneath the white man's spell. Y'all find out one day. But Hoteps, we're usually ahead of the curve. You know, and our opposition has always been the integrationist Black liberal. I mean, the history of this goes back to Du Bois versus Garvey. You know, when Du Bois had Garvey extradited and sent back to Jamaica, when Du Bois and the NAACP had Garvey arrested, you know, like real sellout coon nigga shit, you know. Yeah, so
been going on for a long time.
yeah, this stuff ain't new, you know. So his whole toe has always been like, yo, y'all over here bitching about the white man. Yo, I got a Ferrari in the back. You want me to show you how I got this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
I'm
how
ahead
we
of that.
moving.
I'm past that. Like, y'all,
Word, like, and to say that, you know, we all have all this power because we're Black, and then not use it is just a waste of potential.
I think people like doing that with life, period, like with a whole bunch of shit. We just say some shit. That's what we good at.
Yeah.
See, but so my thing is, this is my thing, right? Because me and my boy MP, we and him, we have this debate all the time. Because he's what I would consider the awakened. You know what I'm saying? And I tell him a lot of times, even when somebody has information and they know there's a way around something, it's almost like unless you acknowledge someone else's vulnerability, you know what I'm saying? Unless you can say, hey, look, I see why you feel that way. I see why, you know what I'm saying, you view this way, but I'm gonna show you something. You know what I'm saying? I feel if somebody takes that approach, they can get somebody to go a different direction. It's almost like to reach someone, which is to go from somebody, if I'm reaching someone, that means they're away from me, right? So if I want to reach someone and get them over to see things my way and my way of seeing things, my side, I kind of got to go over where they are and kind of get behind them, to give them a little push. Because I feel like when there's a pull, right, sometimes people may feel, you know, antagonized. And then what happens is they feel like you're hitting their emotions. And that's the same way that whoever has them thinking the way that they're thinking, that's how they were already in that mindset, because someone tapped into the emotion.
That's how the Bolsheviks move.
So when somebody comes at them, like, it literally, they could be like, they'll feel as if like, you like, you know, oh, you holier than thou, you know what I'm saying? Or is it like, oh, you better than me? It's almost like, and you hear the term dumb down. I don't want to say that. It's almost like sometimes you have to align.
That's a real thing though. It's a real thing.
But I feel align. So for example, if I'm telling somebody a story about somebody I was educating on something, right? And that person sees me and they see me talking about them. Like, say I put you up on something, right? And you watching me telling somebody else about how I put you up on something, about, man, I had to dumb it down for Hotep. You may take offense. But if I say, no, I had to align myself with him, and then you wouldn't even realize I said dumb down, but I said align, which made you still feel comfortable and leave that door open so I can keep. You know what I'm saying?
Is this?
I think that's a product of just not shutting the fuck up, because you didn't have to say how you told him what he had to do anyway. We got to learn to be brief with our words. What was you about to say, Shorty?
I don't know if this is kind of what you're saying, but I feel like with myself, like I do a lot of videos where I speak and I say whatever, and I tell people, like, when I talk about something, I teach at the moment I'm learning. I don't learn it and then gotta go back to you. Nah, hey, listen, I went through this today. That's why today I can come on and do this video. I know where you're feeling because I'm in this moment. And I don't go ahead. I at that moment I teach right then, and then when I'm not doing that, I go back to learning. I go back to learning. You don't hear me talking, I'm learning. And as I'm learning and I catch it because I gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't born knowing everything. So when I figure it out, I'm like, hey, I just found this out, man. We can do this. And that's how I do
it. I think that's a beautiful attitude to have. At my age, I don't do that shit no more. Niggas got kind of me, Right. I mean, here's the problem that I found when I do it. I think everybody's different. Yeah. I think anybody would want to listen to you, right? But me, I come off crazy when I talk to people. You know what I mean?
You a man too, so it's
different
vibe.
Right. Which is why a lot of women are teachers. So it's just another point. But I don't give no unsolicited advice, and I tell you the number one reason why is because people don't act on it. I've seen a lot of people where I was like, yo, you should try this, and they don't act on it. And I'm just like, man, I give up on people. Yeah. I see that there's so many people that come to me for information. Like, let me just focus there. Like, instead of me telling this dude. Now, if we run into each other in the street, you tell me a problem you have, I might qualify you. What you about to say?
Sure. That's why my circle's really small. So I don't have a lot of people that can contact me unless they're going to hit me up in the comments. And I'm down for that, because too many people, man, I can't. I already got to do what I got to do. I got to learn when I'm going to learn all that. I can't handle and I have 4 daughters. So I really don't have a lot of room for extra grown people. I tell them something and they don't. So I don't get involved that way. Yeah. I give what I'm supposed to give, and that's it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, why you didn't use it? Shit, I ain't use it either the first 10, 20 times either. So I don't have time to even.
Right.
I don't go that far, man. Please, I'll be stressed out. You know what I'm saying? So I leave that to them. I do my job.
You
gotta just do your job and leave it alone. You know what I mean?
You go like the branding and advertising. When you look at, like, for example, Hotep, a lot of stuff you were saying, you was like, man, people hearing Kanye and Jay talk about this. Yeah. I was talking about this years ago. Yeah. Right. And the thing is, there's an emotional tie to certain political or public figures to where when they say something,
when masters speak, the slave listen.
When When masters speak, the slave listens. So okay, so would you say so with that, right? You feel, I guess what you're saying, that you feel even within our own culture, there's people that we deem as masters. So that's why we wait to hear from them before we act on it.
No. See, the human mind is a computer. It has a programmer, and the master is the programmer.
Okay.
And people are programmed. That's why when I say, hey, ditch the NBA because, we lost a life and we need people to take our lives serious.
Mm-hmm.
And people choose the corporation that's white owned over me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not,
You're speaking to a bunch of robots.
Yeah, you're speaking to people that's programmed. Like, what are you talking about? It goes against my program. That's not truth. What is that? How do those two things connect? They couldn't even make the connection to that, right? So in recognizing that, you have to say, oh, okay, so the message has to be delivered on time. Which is sad, but when the time comes, the message should be so packaged and beautiful. When you deliver it, people just go, oh. You know what I'm saying? And that's what comes with, experience and getting better. I was so ahead that I'm like, and now, I'm just like, you know what? I see shit and I'm like, I'm just gonna write this down in my little notebook. See about 4-5 years from now, but I'll have something ready for your ass. Right. So like experience kind of like changes how you operate in this world. So a lot of things I would have done years ago, I'll monetize it today. I'll make money off of it today. 5 years from now, I'll sell it to you niggas.
Right.
So when you say master speak, slave listens, right?
Yeah.
So it's a thing where I guess what I'm asking is, do you ever find that with yourself where you be like, damn, how come, they didn't listen to me, but they'll listen to another black man that's in the public eye that has a bigger platform?
No,
I know why, but is that something that what you say?
They're not listening to nobody black in the public eye. That's not what's happening either.
Not at all.
It was activism's the new mixtape.
Okay.
Activism's the new mixtape. It's cool to be pro-black now. It's cool to boycott now. Like I said, it wasn't cool 5 years ago to say fuck the NBA.
Gotcha.
It wasn't cool 5 years ago to say fuck the NFL. It's cool now. You get points for it now.
So was there a time that you can remember where somebody in the public eye from our community took that stand when they had that platform?
Beyonce delivered niggas vegan meal plans, and they killed her for that. Beyonce.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't see that.
I remember it was like
they killed it. They was like, Beyonce, we don't want no healthy food. What you trying to do?
Heard that. Yeah.
It was like 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Because me and Toya are vegans. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they was killing her for that. They was like, we don't want that. What are you doing? Give us some music. So you can't say that just because you're black and you have a platform, niggas gonna listen. No,
they're not.
You got to deliver what's within that program.
You got to deliver what's cool, and it's disgusting.
Yeah,
it's gross. Like at this point, you gotta wait till it's like you said, it's timing. It's bullshit. I gotta wait till it's cool with y'all. Like the fuck, we about to die. Like in real life, like
it's gonna be too late, right?
What the fuck? Yeah, talking about to save our lives. I'll wait till you guys think it's cool. The fuck is that? That's crazy. That's crazy.
So that's why I said it's an ultimate master. And that ultimate master has tools such as social media, the news, and its celebrity influencers and blue check influencers. Right. And they use these useful idiots to control the masses. Yeah. I knew I broke the program when I was a rapper under the name Daddy Boston. I had a video called Winner, and I burnt my Jordans, my whole collection of Jordans, my brand new ones my girl gave me, and some Nikes, and I made my homies bring some. They was like, "Oh, you can have these, nigga." I mowed the lawn with these, But I and then when the flame went up, and I watched my brother Levins, I felt the pain. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, not my breads." But the conscious side of me was like, "You see that? You see that pain? That's that hold that brand got on you."
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I felt the pain. It was a pain body. inside my physical body based upon my attachment to this physical item that costs no more than $5 to create.
Right.
And people dying. My black sisters is dying in China sewing these shits. Because it's not Chinese people sewing these shits together in these countries. It's black people and they women.
Right.
And that's what did it for me. I was like, yo, when I saw black women in sweatshops for Nike, I was like, I'm done. Because at first you think it's just like little Chinese kids. It's just like, now there's a lot of black Chinese
detach
people.
yourself for some subconsciously. You don't
right.
mean, but it's
you don't
like,
mean to.
Yeah.
Right. But when you saw your mama and your auntie and your grandma, it was just like,
wait a minute. Nah, that's too close. Too close. Hold on.
So that was another thing I told niggas. I was like, yo, like, you go look up whenever the fuck I put that video. I think 2013 or whatever. Niggas like, yo, you bugging, nigga. You bugging.
That's like you died right there. That's when they burn, you burn.
Yeah.
That's when the old me died right there.
That's when the old me died. Yeah. So I'm not programmed no more. I have broken free. And I think there's some there's still base level unprogram you have to do that's like embedded in your operating system. You kind of got to dig down and just kind of get those viruses out your mind. It's a process. But for the most part, I would say I've broken free.
You speak very highly of Kanye. I've seen on numerous occasions. He's somebody that I definitely have looked up to and identified with his way of doing things, trying to break some of the programming. Is it because of reasons that you're saying, like the master, that it's only examples like with him, with Beyonce? Is that the reason you feel we only see but only a few out of the many of the black faces in those high positions from a publicity standpoint? You think it's because it's only so many people that feel comfortable with going against the quote unquote master? That's the reason that we don't get as many people fighting that same fight that you do? Because they're in fear, because they feel like, oh man, what if I lose? What if I'm not trendy anymore? Is that what you would say? Because they're so worried about losing that they're not willing to sacrifice.
The big problem is they still thinking about the master. That's the problem. Okay. You are the master. And once you focus on yourself, as my homie Nerd would say with his slogan, focus on yourself, all this shit changed. Everybody went through oppression underneath the crown of Europe. Everybody went through it. How everybody escaped? It sure wasn't with no revolution. Everybody who went through revolution died under economic hitmen. Venezuela, Cuba, you name it. If they didn't get you physically with the sword and the gun, they got you at the central bank. You don't even own your money, nigga. So you have places like, I'm not even going to name a country, but we have plenty of black countries on this planet that say, we're celebrating independence today. And they don't even own their own money. Independent from what? Independent.
To say that, I'm independent. I'm allowed to say this. It's not really going on, but they allow me to say this though.
And one of those power structures is stronger than the other. It was easy to free yourself from the sword and the gun. They can't kick our ass. But once they control that money, they control everybody on the island. You all debt slaves. So, and then they take your resources and China comes take your resources. But anyway, how does the Chinese and the Japanese and the Italians and the Irish, you got to remember when the Irish came here, don't make me start reading out of history books and shit.
Right.
You know it's making sense when you said when technology is the first thing on your list of changes. It's really coming together at one time, because it's kind of like it's something that's not physical.
How much time we got today?
Okay.
How much time you need?
This is how I'm thinking though. How far down what you're talking about? You're way up here, right? For most people, especially people that don't know what the fuck's going on. Okay. But when you can start thinking about how far this trickles down to the control of a woman like myself, single mother, got food stamps. We're talking about what will I do and don't do to have that. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Like how far that goes down into the world of just being basic. You can bring what you're talking about from here down to here to make someone understand on how they're being controlled.
Oh,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So,
you know what I'm saying? Through what they got going on with the money. Yeah, they owning the money of the country, but I'm bringing it down to people like myself to understand where even down here it's everywhere. That what you're talking about is everywhere. It's as low as it gets. It's as high as it gets. I feel like you're talking even at a higher rate, and that's just me. That's how I'm programming it, listening to you, and I'm sitting like, damn, do you know what we going through? Like on some basic shit on that level. You know what I'm saying? Being out here, single mothers, you know what I'm saying? And having to, you know what I mean? You get what I'm saying now? Yeah. So absolutely. I'm just like, I'm receiving it in that way. That's how I'm understanding where you're at, where you're talking about, because I'm understanding on my level.
Yeah. You see, state interference causes situations like that. You know, people say America's a capitalist nation. America is not a capitalist nation. I'm sorry to tell you that. America is a socialist corporation. Okay. And it is that very same socialism which has destroyed our communities. For example, you have to look up Walter E. Williams and you have to look up Thomas Sowell. But Walter E. Williams documents South Africa. And in South Africa, we know they had apartheid and severe racism. And Black people were the majority.
Yes.
Not the minority.
Yes.
Okay. How did they take over? Well, one of those things they did was they installed something called minimum wage. And when minimum wage was presented, the white farmers celebrated. The white class, working class, celebrated because they said, the Negro can't compete with me on price anymore. I get the job now. When you bring that same attitude to the United States, minimum wage was brought in for the same exact reason, to price Black people out of the market. The thing is, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. It looked good. It looked pretty, like, oh, help us. It looked like help.
Yeah.
But it's really poison wrapped in a gift box.
Right.
All of these programs. And then that's how you end up with the single mother, because you got to remember the Black male has to be targeted and the female has to be targeted just in different ways.
Yes.
They target the woman through advertising and propaganda. So our political philosophy as a people is wholly motivated and driven by Black women. There's not much of a masculine influence in Black politics.
No, there isn't. But they will get that, you know, that certain Black woman there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see more of that than the Black man they pull in.
That's why you have Kamala. You see what I'm saying?
That's one thing. And there's a couple other, you know what I'm saying, they've had, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've seen more. I understand that.
But
if my car can only go to 100 and yours can go to 130, of course I won't win the race.
But you got to understand, with communism, what they want is they want equality through poverty. We're gonna all be equally poor.
Yes.
You see, when a Black woman wants to do hair in her house, she puts herself at risk of being incarcerated. What government locks up people for doing hair? The American government. That's not free market capitalism. Free market capitalism says I can make money anywhere I want, when I want, how I want. I don't need no fucking license. How you gonna have a white person gonna tell a Black woman about hair, about Black hair?
Right.
We should be the ones giving out the motherfucking licenses out here.
Ooh. That's why I wanted you to.
Okay.
No.
Right.
So
Thank
we
you.
can. So we all can do this together right now. You know what I mean? And like understand. And every level is like this.
Because that's why I say allowance. Like how you said that. The way like I don't have any kids yet, but when I do, right? Say if I had a child right now and I had to explain that to them with the minimum wage, it'd be like, you know, you get an allowance. I told you I'm giving you, you know, $20 a week. But, you know, you looking at certain friends of yours getting $50 a week, you might be like, damn, why am I capped at 20? And they, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and dad might not be able to afford 50.
That's what I'm saying.
So dad tries to keep up with 50 and dad goes out of business.
Yep.
And that's That's what minimum wage does to small business. See, small business might be able to hire a whole bunch of people at below minimum wage, because the reason why you have minimum wage is because you have no skills. What do they always say? How can I get the job if I don't have any experience? How can I get the job? It says it needs 2 years of experience. But the person who got a little startup, wants to hire some people, but they can't afford the minimum wage and to give you, benefits and all these different, them things that government mandated. So it's like, I can't even get you in a position to develop these skills. Because if you work for me with 2 years, you could go to the next job. And now you're not worried about minimum wage. You competing with corporate America. You saying, look, now I'm worth 50 because look what I did the past 2 years. You may have had to grind below minimum wage, but at least now you have marketable skills. And that's what capitalism as a free market is supposed to do. It's supposed to allow people to gain skills so they can move up the ladder. When you put that barrier minimum wage there and you kill small business, you got to remember, millionaires are made from small business. They're not made from working for Amex for 25 years as CEO. Or I'm not even saying maybe CEO, but not working at Amex in the accounting department. You got to go and you got to build yourself a small business and grow, or get a startup and get some capital and grow. But look at like what they do to my Bitcoin app, Coinbit. Shout out to my partners Yusuf and Maher. Like, look what they do to us. It cost us $30,000 in legal fees, not including filings, and it's $1,500 per state to file, just to allow people to own their Bitcoin.
Right.
To allow people to own their Bitcoin.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? So the state comes in at all levels and blocks small business, all right? And people think these are things to control big business. No, big business is laughing. They're like, oh, that little fee, that $30,000, I got that. Take that. I'm syndicated in all 30 states. These little guys can't fuck with me.
Yeah.
That's what communism and socialism does, and it hides under liberalism and progressivism and calls itself a Democrat.
Sorry.
I like
how you did that.
But I feel like identity politics, though. I honestly feel that it can distract away from someone's message, right? Because like everything you said, right? If I take everything you said and I chopped it and I sent it to somebody right before you said the word Democrat, they're like, oh, he talking about some real shit. Now then let me resend them that clip, and when they hear you say the word Democrat, then all of a sudden there's an emotional tie. Yep. I feel like people are tied to identity politics almost like their favorite sports teams. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember working somewhere and somebody was like, man, you for us. Now you on the management side. I'm like, look, I'm not on your side. I'm not on their side. I'm on my side. And I'm like, you should be on your side at all times when you think about business, when you think about life. If you don't focus on yourself and dissect the situation that you're in and figure out how to make decisions that's for your best interest, you will just be a pawn in somebody else's game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, when they tell us, we're special and we're so important, and this one we're small, and then as they start trying to switch the story as you get older, unfortunately, it's like we don't have the balls to say, no, that's bullshit. No, you told me I was special. You told me I was the one when I was younger. I'm still going to believe that I'm the one. And I'm still looking out for my best interest, and I could be anything I want, whatever I put my mind to. Why are you trying to make me view something this way? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I think people like with identity politics and shit, like especially with households, well, this is what my parents said. It's like, but did you ever question anything your parents told you? How many other things that our parents tell us that we grew up and we're like, oh shit, damn, it ain't the way they said it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's some scary shit.
When I deal with people, I attach a maturity age. So there's a biological age and then there's a maturity age. And really what I'm talking about, there's an intellectual maturity age. So when I'm speaking to somebody, I treat them based upon their intellectual maturity age. And once I find out, like, because I'm at like 100, I'm 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at somebody else. If you mentally 30, you still a toddler to me, so I have to treat you like a toddler. So the dude who complains and says, "Yo, you manager now, you not on our side." I'm like, well, when you come in late, who gonna make an excuse for you? You think these white people gonna make an excuse for you? You know what I'm saying? I'm here for you, you know, and then I'm not trying to stay in this position. I got to train somebody to take my position so I can move up. You don't want to be manager? You could be manager too. I can make it happen because I'm not trying to stay in this position. I'm not trying to manage your monkey ass. You know, but a lot of times situations like that are based upon the frame in which you have relationships with people, because if you had a certain type of relationship with that individual, he would have never even came at you like that. And, you know, he'd have been like, yo, congratulations, big bro. I'm glad you did. That's what's up. You know what I mean? But that comes to a man's prowess, his aura, his personality, his character. And I'll tell you the number one factor in that is what you laugh at. What you laugh at is it determines how serious people take you.
Okay.
When you giggly with every little thing, niggas take you as a joke.
Right.
I get around niggas be laughing. I just be having a straight face, like ain't shit funny, you know.
Right.
I know how to have a good time. Yeah, but
I'm not playing.
Yeah. But I know how to have a good time. But at the workplace, like you're not gonna get a chuckle out of me.
Yeah.
Funny.
Right, I'm in a mode. You in a mode. You gotta, you know.
Yeah.
I don't mean to switch things up, but I know in the beginning when you said how you wanted to, no, not wanted to, but how you're gonna change the world.
Yeah.
And you listen and you hit spirituality, and I've been wanting to get on that in your brain when it comes to spirituality. And where are you at?
Yeah, spirituality is something I grew up with. My father was a practicing mystic. He waited till I was like 30 to allow me to be a practicing mystic.
You said a mystic. I don't know what that is.
It's like
I have not yet to hear that one. That's like new to me for real. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I think somebody who understands natural forces.
Okay, I thought so. I mean, I know the words. I kind of like. Yeah. Okay, all right.
So what people will call the supernatural, we would just call it natural, right?
Okay.
So things like telepathy.
Yes.
Right? You familiar with telepathy? So you believe in telepathy? You believe the power in telepathy?
I do. I believe in all that.
You I think when you
consider me weird if I tell you
that's
I
good.
believe it.
That's good. Yeah. That's good to be weird. Normal means programmed. Yeah. You mothers especially, they'll have it with the kids.
Yeah.
You know, or if you think about somebody right before they call you, you know, we have these instances of telepathy, but some people would call that supernatural. No, that's actually natural.
It's natural. Yeah.
It's a natural thing. So yeah, you know, we understand natural forces and we practice being at one with natural forces.
Yes.
Right. Some people might call the superior intelligence that operates all of this or whatever it does, God, right? We would call it the cosmic, right? That's what we would call it. I often use the word God because it's easier to relate to people, you know. Yeah. And God just kind of got a nice little ring to it. God.
God.
Yeah. What up, God?
Powerful one syllable word.
Yeah, that one syllable word with the strong consonant.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, really that. Hey, it goes with everything.
God actually means goth. But that's a whole nother story. Or at least that's his origins. But yeah, so I think it's about, here's my lesson I always teach people. It's your first lesson in spirituality I give people. You do not find spirituality underneath a beautiful sun with a cool breeze where the birds is chirping and the ocean's just right. That's not where you find spirituality. You find spirituality, you know, in the trenches in the middle of the war, right? That's where you find spirituality. You find spirituality when you arguing with your friends, with your spouse, with your mama, or when your boss, when things around you are chaotic. Right? Yeah. That's where you practice your spirituality.
Yes.
Right? Being able to snatch up your id like that, as Carl Jung would call it, the id, right? You got to snatch them up. Hey, show ass back over here. Cool the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Right. And being conscious of yourself and saying that, yeah, these circumstances don't have to control me. I control the circumstances, you know? So that's why I tell people, You know, you could meditate all day, all night, say all the ohms you want. That stuff is great. Do not get me wrong. You do all the yoga. But if you can't control yourself in the midst of the fire, you're not practicing spirituality. If you're still arguing with people, yelling and having these spats with people, if you find yourself getting out of character, allowing other people to get you out of character, you haven't mastered yourself.
I just had a conversation with some man. This is what I've been talking about lately.
What?
I was telling someone, I was like, listen, I'm big on learning this freedom thing, and it didn't come with a book or anything. It's just coming to me. Like, things are literally just coming to me, and it's so crazy. And I'm like, how to be really free. And I was telling this girl, I'm like, listen, if you got so-called whatever enemy, okay, you don't like her, and you get around this person, or you feel like, I just don't want to be around that person because you ain't free. You're not free. If you have to feel some type of way about anything and anybody, you're not free. If you ain't free, how can you be one with yourself or happy and consider yourself being self-loving and all that, you know? And that's what I've been like, that's what I'm talking about. I try to, because that's when I do best, is when things are chaotic. When things are going through the roof. I learn at that moment. This is the time to learn. This is it. You know?
Yeah.
How I'm gonna handle this? And that's why I didn't know how to explain it how you just explained it. But that's what I've been working on. I just didn't know how to put in those words. You know, because for when I do it all by myself, I'm living like this by myself, learning by myself, everything else. You know what I'm saying? So it's just trying to figure out what I'm doing exactly and why is it all coming to me in this way.
It comes in downloads. So you get downloads, you get a whole bunch of streams that's just coming into your life. Right. And that means you're open. You've opened up your consciousness, because that is actually the second lesson of spirituality, is to be nothing, right? So if you have a full glass, I can't add anything to the glass. It's full, it's gonna overflow, it's gonna make a mess. But if I first empty my glass or empty my mind, I can now fill it. So I have to remove everything. Let me clean my mind out.
Everything I knew, everything I'm attached to, everything I was taught to be, to think like, and and become empty. Right. And I think that's that makes
fluid.
That makes
fluidity.
Sense.
Yeah, you gotta become nothing or no thing. Right. That's what nothing is. No thing. So become no thing. And then, that helps a lot. I'll give you the third lesson. Third lesson is about meditation. So I'm going to ask y'all a pop quiz just now, just to see what y'all say. When's the best time to meditate?
The best time?
Yeah.
Right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up?
Which one? You got to pick one.
Right before you go to sleep. Because what's going on is you pretty much, you like downloading everything to like, everything in your vision is being downloaded as if it's happening in like real time. Like me and my girl do affirmations before we go to sleep, and then like no bullshit. It's like you like see that shit. And then it's like when you go to sleep, a lot of times while your brain is unconscious from a lot of the bullshit in the world, it's trying to distract you, that shit like clear as fuck. It's like scary. And it almost makes you think like, damn, which one is a dream and which one is reality?
I don't know when and where, because that meditating thing is like, for me, I do it probably like I don't know if it's the right, but I feel like it's the worst time, because I'd be like, when things are crazy, I'm like, hold on. And I'm just learning how to do that.
That's a good time to do that.
I'm like, hold on.
That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, if you feel yourself, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Because I feel like I'm being attacked right now. So let me
breathe.
Yeah, let me breathe. And like I've been doing, like, from how I do it is a spiritual bath. I get away. My kids are even like, I can hear them outside. She's taking a spiritual bath. Leave her alone. I'm on weird. I feel like I call it weirdo. Like I'm a weirdo, and my kids, they are too. Like we talk about aliens, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we're not like the.
When you come in this world, what are you in? You in a bath.
Yeah.
Inside the placenta, right? You're in a bath. Right. So that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
See, I'm trying to listen. I've been going through something lately, like things.
We know things that,
like, and I'm like that, and that's why. And then my like, especially when people started leaving, like these relationships were like crashing, and I'm sitting here. I got empowered. I was like, hell yeah, get the hell from around me. Y'all block the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't take it like, oh my God. It was like, man, y'all been blocking the hell out of shit. Get the hell out, man. You gonna get your ass from. And then ever since then, it's been just crazy. Our show's been picking up. And then I'm just personally it's just coming to me like I didn't think about it like that once again. You know what I mean? But I know, like, get in the bad. Like, I set it all up and everything.
Yeah.
In the middle of everything, when I feel like I'm being attacked, that's when I meditate. Like that, just to go back.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, man. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. Is the bath helps, but like that goes back to like when people say, "Oh, you know, we gotta learn spirituality." You don't learn spirituality. Just be you. Yeah, it's you just follow your intuition. Follow yourself. Trust yourself, nigga. Fuck Google for like half a month, like right.
I'm trying to tell you, I don't learn this. I don't read this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's literally coming in because I was open to what the fuck is going on. Like, I don't believe nothing that's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't believe nothing. So I'm just gonna wait till some shit makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like that's basically where I'm at right now. And literally everything I'm doing is just coming on its own. It's not. I don't pull it out of a book or anything. I've, you know, heard things here and there, but I'm really working now because it's coming to me.
So now you got to start flexing that muscle, because what you have is a connection. You have a connection with the intuition, right? So now what you have to do is you have to strengthen that connection and get that frequency even more and more clearer, so you can hear more thoughts and more ideas, right? So start challenging yourself, right? Start doing stuff like not looking at your watch and not looking at your clock to tell the time. Just say, yo, what time is it? And then check yourself. You got to practice. It's a practice. Yeah. And after a while, you be like, I think I know what time it is.
And what helps me, and I don't know if this is something, but like what's been helping me too is like I've been detoxing a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot. Like real detoxing. You know what I'm saying? So
the purging of the toxins from the body.
Yeah, because I try to tell people like, okay, I've been vegan, but I ain't healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Those are two different things.
Yeah, it's two different things. They're like, oh yeah, no, for real. Like I'm not. So I've been doing that. That came to me, and I'm like, I gotta get all this stuff out of me, and just taking, you know, different things, and like, you know, the spirulina or whatever, the chlorophyll, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Really just cleansing myself, literally in a literal way. And that's like one of my steps towards you know, being able to listen and get what is coming to me and clear.
A lot of us need that body wash. People say brainwash. A lot of us need that body wash.
Body wash, yeah. Because I mean, I take the blood cleaners and all that, the chlorophylls and all that. You know what I mean? Let out all that crazy stuff. So I believe in that. You know. Alex and laugh at me all the time, but I tell people lately, what's wrong with people is they're dehydrated. We're dehydrated. Nobody's drinking enough water. And I was gonna be laughing. I'm like, no, I swear to God, that's what's like. People are slow out here because they're not drinking enough water. Like I'm into that type of shit. Like, you know.
Yeah. That's one of the first things we were taught. You know, first thing you do, you wake up in the morning, drink a glass of water.
Drink water.
My boy MP, the one I say about earlier, he went a whole fucking month. No bullshit. Whole month only on water. But like the stuff that he was saying as far as like his mindset, I haven't been able to go that far yet. The longest I went, you know what I'm saying, without anything was like maybe like 4 days. You know what I'm saying? But like he went like a whole month.
You gotta really let go.
And he's like literally, it says it was so much he's able to see. If
you got control issues in a worldly way, nah, you ain't gonna it ain't gonna come to you. You're too busy on holding on to I should learn it like this, or should I, but I know it to be like this. You holding on to these things, it ain't gonna come. You gotta be right here. You gotta be like, I'm an infant. I'm dumb. You gotta deal with humiliation to get to that. You know what I mean? Of what, and it's not that. It's just the world trains us to be like, you know what I mean? Like,
you gotta be
on here, and I'm like, no, let me ask for real every word. Alex, even he made me comfortable to do that because he knows me already. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at. I'm not around here like, yes, I know exactly what. No.
Mm.
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 You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what's your diet like, Hotep? Like what? Like I don't know if you got a woman at the house with you cooking for you. You cook for yourself. What's your diet life like?
My diet life is trash.
At least you being honest. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't one of these.
I'm smart. I don't have to eat right.
Nah, I mean,
the rest of you to catch up.
Nah, I mean, you know, like there's a lot of Hoteps out here to be, you know, they'll tell you one thing and then they'll be doing it. You catch these niggas at McDonald's, right?
Right.
I'm gonna come out and tell you, like, my diet is trash. You know, I eat whatever the fuck I want, but there are things. See, here's what I always say about good diet. Good diet isn't about what you subtract; it's about what you add, right? Mm. So I have 3 main products I put inside my body. Mm-hmm. Semi-often. I don't do it as much as I should. I'll be really, really blatantly honest with y'all. First one is honey. Mm. Natural honey, not that shit that be dripping and it's fake honey. Get you some real good honey. Yeah. Teaspoon of that, tablespoon of that. Yeah. So with the body, a lot of people think they need is vitamins, but really what you need is minerals. Minerals synthesize vitamins and make them, you know, amalgamate into your body. Yeah. So I eat things that are high in minerals. For example, if I'm feeling like even a little cough, it's like time for some moringa powder, and I got a whole stash here. Yeah. I even got moringa seeds if I ever wanted to. If I get so then, you know, my kids, I give them cacao powder. Cacao powder is actually, no, wait, is this cacao? Yeah, no, it's cacao. This is cacao. This is the natural cacao that they put in coca. So Coca-Cola has a plant. It's called cola leaf. I'm sorry, cola. It's the cola is the name of the plant. And Coca-Cola, this is a natural form of caffeine. And Coca-Cola, in their original formula, I'm not sure if they still use it, but it uses cola plant. And then that's another mineral I use. And cacao powder, too. I've been fucking with the cola more. They look exactly the same. Because it's like a chocolate, you know. What else? Moringa, honey, and the cacao powder. Those are like the 3 main things I put inside my body. I think there's like 90 something minerals in honey, which is why it's so like holistic. It's a one good shot. And then one thing I do try to practice a lot is just drinking water, right? That's like the most important thing, right? So I eat like trash, but for example, I'll show you something about my kids. We had a family gathering. And, you know, the kids is there, everybody playing, and my kids are drinking water. And the parents are coming up to me. They're like, yo, how you get your kids to drink water? I'm like, it's the only thing available at my house.
That's how I did it. I swear to God, that's how I did it. That's all we got.
Yeah, like you bought the juice, motherfucker. You're the one that put it in the house. The kids ain't got jobs. Yeah. So any juice they have is like a luxury, you know. Like if it's at, you know, school or somebody friend's house, it's like, all right, yeah, go ahead, have a little juice every now and then. Right. But yeah, we don't buy. We generally don't buy it. Yeah, I see. And I teach them like through like see that acne you got, you know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. Like, yeah, we don't want that. That's why we do, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and I that's how I started it. Cause I had to start it, you know what I mean? It wasn't something that we always did. So I had to get to that point where I was like literally just teaching through real life stuff. Like this, if you don't do this, this is what happens. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm active too, right? So yeah, you know, I get down and, you know, I do my pull-ups, my push-ups, my dips, my crunches, you know. So, you know, I keep my body, I wouldn't say in best shape, you know, but I'm kind of sexy, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I try to keep my body in pretty good shape. You know, I'm stronger than the average man my size. Who can't do half the shit I do, but I think those are the keys, like drinking water and staying active, and then like diet. You know, I can be better. I used to be vegan though. I was vegan for like 3 or 4 years.
What you listen to, music wise, book wise, real quick, like quick rundown of that.
I listen to my nephew. You know,
shout him out. Shout him out.
Yeah, Highlight Vibe.
Okay.
He got real good music. It just touched me because he be talking that real and he be talking about the family, and I should just be like, oh, that's my dad. You know, like stuff like that. Like that's, you know, he talking about his mom. That's my sister. You know, I got a half sister. So I was raised as an only child, but I have older half brother, half sister. So I got like a little bit of both, right? And they're much older, right? Yeah, so my nephew, Highlight Vibe, Nas. I'm listening to that new Nas right now. But most of the time I'm listening to Miles Davis, a lot of Miles Davis, Mozart. You know, Mozart, if you check the streams, YouTube would tell you I listen to Mozart. Tidal would tell you I listen to Miles Davis and Lupe Fiasco and Kanye. But when I'm working, it's usually like some jazz, and then it ends up into some like 60s
you fuck with
music.
Boney James?
Right.
I like Boney James. Yeah, he's dope. Duke Ellington. I like all those guys, man. You know.
So I'm curious. Okay, we talked about family. I'm hearing you talk about the kids and stuff like that, and then you sexy and all that stuff, right? So now I gotta get in like personal. Like, what's going on with your love life, family life, and how are you balancing this and incorporating it all together, and how does it work for you in your world?
Family life is the first life. Right. I'm a dad and I'm a fiance first.
Yes.
And then, thank you. And everything else comes later. I mean, I've been with my girl off and on since we was kids. Since, you know, we was 20. You know what I'm saying? So we went to the same high school. And that's just a funny story. But yeah, you know, like I know her my whole life. You know, she's like my best friend. You know.
Yeah.
So, I got a homie. You know, I got more than a girl. I got a homie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly. If anybody knows her. And and especially you being who you are. That's why it's really interesting for me to hear.
Yeah, and she's not interested in the shit I'm interested in, which allows me to escape.
Oh, she's not. Okay, yeah. That's what
And at first, that's what I thought I wanted, right? I thought I wanted somebody to be into the shit I'm into, and kind of like, and then I realized it was like, I kind of just like had to love her for who she is. And I realized like she was put there to allow me to escape, because if I don't escape, I go crazy. So
because you'll get in that hole and like,
I'm too focused on the world and the philosophy.
Yeah, this is it. I'm in here.
And the businesses. So
damn, you know, I'm sorry. I don't know. That just like made me feel so good to hear that, because I didn't expect it. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted to know, like, okay, what's going on in that world then? Because I think a lot of people do that though. People do that and want somebody on that. I want somebody on my level to, you know.
Yeah, I thought I wanted that. And in hindsight, I think it'd probably be annoying. It's just like, yo, shut up. I ain't want to hear about this shit no more. Like,
I'm not right now. Shit, like,
your relationship with your lady sound like my lady.
When I bring it up is when we'll talk about it.
right. Yeah.
Like, I don't need you coming in with the books and shit. Like, I clocked out fucking 2 hours ago. Yeah. So that's dope. That's dope as fuck though. Like to have, like to understand that, not even have it, but to understand, like, and this is what I love about that shit. Like,
and we expecting our 4th child, so that was
congratulations.
Thank you. I got another little girl coming. My oldest daughter, she's turned 17 in January. Lord have mercy. You got what you got?
My oldest is 15.
Girl, right? Yeah, you got 4
All
girls.
Yeah.
I
don't know who said I was built for the job, but not make a fool out of them. Whoever said that, I'm like, all right, you just gotta work this out.
Teenagers are tough.
Real tough, because they're not teenagers anymore. For one. Teenagers have always been hard, but now, like, I have a 6-year-old daughter too, and she's the oldest. So children just aren't children anymore. Like, you know
I know what the problem is.
Okay.
You see, it'd be real different if we lived in a community and we were just like farmers, right? Like a small community. There was no internet. You know, all the kids went to like the same schoolhouse and they came home and everybody's family knew each other, right? And the culture was homogenous. When you send your kids off to multiculturalism and they start picking up this shit from other kids and then bringing it home, that's why I said multiculturalism is not something you want to force. And this is my problem. This is my problem with integrationists, right? Like they try to force, oh, we need to be more multicultural. Nah, nigga, no, we don't.
Listen, I've had a personal conversation with Diaz and Alex, and I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but you know, for me to be like biracial, personally, I'm like, are we supposed to be doing this shit? like, I'm gonna say that's probably the best way I can say this on recording. In a show. Are we supposed to? I'm just curious. Yeah.
I gotta find this quote. I gotta pull this up because y'all just reminded me of this. But where is it? Here we go, right here. So are y'all familiar with Brown versus the Board of Education?
To an extent.
All right. So Brown versus the Board of Education is when they said Negroes could go to the white man's school. And you got that little girl walking into school, everybody's yelling at her.
And learn his story.
Yeah. So inside the bill, right, it said, it says, today, education is required in the performance of our most basic public responsibilities. So they're saying is that to educate children is a public responsibility. I have no problem with that. It says even service in the armed forces. All right. I don't know what the fuck they talk about that one. It says it is the very foundation of good citizenship. Today, it is a principal instrument in awakening the child to cultural values and preparing him for later professional training. I have no problem with that. And helping him adjust normally to his environment. What does normally mean and to what environment? So this is how subversive the white liberal is. He says that awakening the child to cultural values. Education does not have to be cultural. You pick up on culture by being around people of other cultures. But really, that's what Brown versus the Board of Education was. That's what integration was about. They wanted Black people to pick up white people values because white people values.
That's what it sounded like to me. I need you guys to understand our culture anyway, since we run everything. So yes, bring them in so they know how to be around us.
So they wanted to make Black people
like that's what I heard. I don't know.
They wanted to make Black people white, and they did a damn good job of it. Yeah.
And if not, and who doesn't will be destroyed.
Right.
In their own way, and on several ways.
Right. Right.
So with that being said, as far as your children, are they homeschooled? Are they in school?
No. I like throwing my children into the lion's den.
Yeah.
And letting them, go learn some life lessons.
They're human beings, their own human beings.
Yeah. Because I find the kids that are homeschooled, they don't be amalgamating too well with the rest of us.
You're like, listen, I don't need no weird shit going on right here. You'll be a human. Yeah, go ahead.
Like they tend not to understand humans, right?
Yeah.
They tend not to understand culture and why people operate the way they do.
Right.
So I'd rather my kids go to school, have something bad happen, and I come home like, all right, listen, let me tell you what had happened.
That's me.
Right. Because you're going to have to deal with this.
See both sides of it.
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with this when you get older. And I find that people who are homeschooled have a really hard time adjusting when they get to corporate America, so on and so forth. And they end up getting marginalized and treating like niggas. I don't want my kids to be sheltered. I was sheltered as a child. My dad was very protective of me.
Okay.
Which is why I did so much exploring as soon as I was 18. But yeah, man, like.
Oh no, that's what it is though. I mean, for me, it is definitely for me. Like with my kids, people sometimes will probably think there's things I shouldn't, whatever. But man, I'm open, and I'm not open in a oh yeah, my mom's, you know, booty dance. I'm like, nah, it's not like that. Cause my kids, they'll tell their friends fast, listen, she just look like that. That lady is crazy. Like she will be on your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think she cool because how she look for real. But I don't hide nothing. I'm not holding it because they're getting it before I can give it to them anyway. Yeah. They already got it. So I was like, so I ain't got no choice but it. All right, come on, let's talk about this shit. So let me tell y'all. Okay, yeah, they said that, but this some bullshit. Let me tell you how it really go. You know what I'm saying? And I talk like that down to 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Man, we literally have sit downs like that for real. So
yeah. Like for example, I'll show you how my kids view shit different from everybody else, right? So I'll tell you 2 stories. One is about Black Lives Matter today. Another one's about the day Donald Trump got elected. And usually my kids come home skipping and happy and playing around and laughing. The day Donald Trump came home from school, they was all sad. And I just noticed like a mood amongst them. Like they were just like dragging and just like, and I was like, and I just asked them, I said, yo, what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all seem so sad? And at first they didn't understand. They're like, I don't know. Yeah. And I'm like, y'all just seem so sad. And my son was like, I don't know. Everybody just kept talking about Trump. And I'm like, oh, that's what it was. Yeah. And I'm like, so this whole entire school, you know, was so down because some man became president. Like, oh my God, Trump, right?
Yeah.
So I had to sit down with my kids and explain that to them, you know, which leads to my second. And I know you got something to say, so hold that thought. My second story, we turn on a Call of Duty and it say Black Lives Matter across the screen. So my son like, yo, daddy, like, why I say Black Lives Matter on the screen? He started laughing, first of all, because I'm Hotep. He already know the story. He like, daddy, look, it say Black Lives Matter. He cracking up. Like,
they late.
Right. I'm sorry, niggas. You know? But he asked me, like, why they got it on the game, though, right? Like, why is it this? So I had to tell him the whole dynamics of marketing, advertising, and propaganda. Like, oh, okay, I get it. But it's all virtual signaling. That's all it is. You know, corporations are afraid to lose money, so they throw the Black Lives Matter up there to make sure you don't boycott their games and they can keep their money going. That's really what it is. That's really what's happening here. You know. But yeah, what was the thought you had?
Well, I feel like both things are true, right? Where like some people they get caught up in the propaganda, and then some people lose sight of the term, the phrase, right? Yeah. So both things are true. What you're saying, right? It's true, and then also it's kind of like the term Black Lives Matter. And what happens is sometimes you see people they get so caught up in it that they can't see the duality to understand somebody coming from the perspective you're coming from and be like, no, he's not saying that Black lives don't matter. He's just speaking on another side of it. Believe me, he knows that Black lives do matter. He's just speaking on the duality of, you know, one thing can mean 2 things. And I think sometimes people they don't understand the duality of things and they're so closed-minded. So they get caught up in the emotion. So immediately say, when you speak something like that, they're like, oh, let me show anything else he got to say. It's like, no, man, like hit a brother out. And like, you know, you yourself, you didn't think that he didn't think Black lives didn't matter before he said that. So don't get caught up in, you know, the idea of concepts, you know what I'm saying, to the point where you negate everything else somebody says because of your concept of one word or one person or one political party and shit like that. And I hate that shit, to where people get so caught up in the titles and stuff like that, that it distracts them from everything else. It's like, man, you could think for yourself. You can feel, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's like, just because somebody says this, you know what I'm saying, that word doesn't, what one word means to somebody else, that doesn't mean it has to mean that to you. Just because one phrase means something else to somebody else, it doesn't mean it have to mean that to you. It's like, unfortunately, people are scared to think for themselves.
I have to just be me, for real. I'm always me, but I really just like, that's why I don't even really get involved with none of this shit, because I don't have time to be worried about what y'all only worried about, all that shit. I understand. I know it, you know what I mean? I know what's going on, and that's it. Like, all that, like, you know, they so caught up on the title and man, because it's all bullshit anyway. The whole situation, that's how I feel. Things are just like set up half the time, and it's like, man.
But I think it's because people get so emotional about it.
I don't really care. Like,
but people get so emotional about certain stuff to where they can't even like they can't get through breakfast, lunch, or dinner without discussing it. They can't get through a lunch break without like discussing it and getting their emotions caught up in it to where they can't have an objective conversation with someone that has an intellect at a certain level. It's like when you said that earlier, Hotep, like I'm gonna take that clip of where you said that about you like mentally 100 years old. I'm gonna take that clip because there's some people throughout my life that said, man, you talking to me like I'm a child. And now I realize why some people felt like that. Because maybe I felt like I was a lot older than them intellectually. So that's why when I was speaking to them, maybe without me even realizing it, they may have a beard and a mustache, but I may be looking at them like a child.
That is dope as fuck. I am going to start saying that to people. Well, I'm talking to you at your intellectual age. So help, you're really 5. I mean, what do you want me to do about that?
Yeah, it's like, damn, I didn't mean to talk to you like that, but maybe I did. Maybe because of what I'm seeing.
I can't help that you're that age. That's that's not my problem. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe the same height, but I'm over your head.
You know, when they're a baby, when they're a toddler, the only response is, "All right, now, baby, okay, now." Come here, give me a hug. Come on, baby, give me a hug. You know, it's not.
That's when my 6-year-old's like, I'm not a baby. I'm like, hey. Yeah, because you are intellectually like fucking 16 for real.
Bro, because of how you articulate yourself. Real quick, if you could just do this for me on camera. For people that's like, what's the point of a boycott? What does that do? Just take the floor. Just because I already know you got that sound bite in you to break that down and simplify it for somebody who was like, oh, that's pointless. You spoke on this years ago. If you wouldn't mind, just to sum it up for people that don't understand why something like that mattered even 5 years ago, why it would have had an impact.
It's taking back your power. You're taking back your power from somebody that has it. You know, if black people overnight say, yo, we ain't wearing Nike no more, Nike gonna come with the bag, my nigga.
But they gonna fucking go dumb. We gonna be kissing our feet. Why don't we want that? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we want that shit? Like, what is y'all like that Gucci shit? That Gucci situation.
And they asking paper or plastic. What type of bag you want? They asking.
What was it? Was that T.I. that said he wasn't buying Gucci no more? How long did that?
Sway Lee.
Okay. Yep. How long did that last?
Not even 5 minutes. Niggas is like, fuck out of here.
Man, people throwing their shit away. And I'm like, man, I ain't got shit to do with the fuck y'all talking about. Because until we really ready to go to war, like, don't call me, bro. Yeah. Do not call me for no internet shit. Like, that's me. I'm down for it, but I'm down for real war, not internet posting a post.
You could do it through the internet. The problem is, here's my problem with Black Lives Matter.
I'm saying let's do it though.
Right, but let me show you the problem with Black Lives Matter.
I hope they don't even out like this boycott shit. Like we in the middle of it. I hope that in a couple hours we see like, nah, they said, nah, we not, the season's over with.
Oh, the season's gonna be canceled. I'm pretty sure. Unless the owners get some of these niggas out here to, make some deals. Might have some dancing niggas out here. I just want to say LeBron definitely was one of those dudes that was ready to play basketball. I know he wasn't one of the ones that voted to boycott. That boy won't play ball. Mm-hmm. I also want to say Kyrie, my nigga from Jersey, Ben said y'all niggas shouldn't be playing. The niggas decided to play, and now here they come after another body drops. Now they want to boycott. It's like, oh, y'all niggas is so corny. Mm-hmm. But better late than never, right?
Right.
But, you know, my problem with it is, it's not, this whole movement is not controlled and owned by Black people. The Black Lives Matter movement, all of our tactics are not our own. We are actually being controlled by socialist subverters. That's just is what it is. These are all socialist tactics. For example, if you want to know about this, you can get this book right here, Color, Communism, and Common Sense. It's a real quick read, you know what I mean? Manning Johnson, about a Black man who was part of the Communist Party, and he basically discovered that socialists were using Black issues to change the complexion of America through the court system. and so, you know, we've gone from the front lines in the Civil War to today being the front lines of this social war, right? Either way, we're front lines for not our own benefit. We're actually killing ourselves. I don't know if people know, we're actually setting ourselves up to be set back another 100 years. Like, we're after this movement's done, it's damaged, we'll be set back another 100 years.
That's basically, see, you just know how to say everything I'm thinking. When I'm talking about earlier, I don't get into it because I just think it's all set up. That's exactly what I'm saying, what you're breaking down. I already took all that type of information in a long time ago when everything started. I understood that Black Lives Matter once I found out all that, wasn't even ran by the Black people itself. Like, it was like, man, y'all, man, let me know when you figure this shit out, man. Because I'm not gonna, like I said, it comes down to, I'm not gonna just be making a post.
It's like when you play the video game, right? And your little cousin come over, he like 2, and he like, I want to play. Well, you know he gonna mess up your game, so you hand him a controller that's not connected, and now he think he playing the game. That's Black people. Like we think we got our hand on the controller that's actually gonna be operating some shit. But really what they doing is they controlling our movement so we don't actually gain any power, right? So they're like, oh, fine, put Black Lives Matter on the screen. Yeah, we'll run commercials. And
we realize we're the 2-year-old fucking sibling. It's not even, can someone tell everybody that we don't, our fucking controller's not plugged in? Like, please, somebody tell. Oh my God, get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not gonna get no equity. Do you know how we change the complexion of the United States of America is through the court system, and not really so much as passing bills. You never want the state to pass a bill. You need to just start taking niggas to court and suing motherfuckers. You know, when we talk about reparations, like people trying to go to the government for reparations, that's not how the system was designed.
Okay.
The system was designed to create this court system, right? And you take your complaints to the court system. Right. And then if it goes up to the Supreme Court, it goes up to the Supreme Court. And then after the Supreme Court weighs in on your shit, it may be passed as a bill. They may create an amendment or something like that. Right. But you ain't got to go through all that. All you got to do is, if you want reparations from something, there's like 9 major corporations who admitted they had a hand in slavery. One of them is Barclays, AIG. There's a lot of companies out here that say, yeah, we had a hand. Sue them motherfuckers. Take them niggas to court. Like, oh, word, you did that shit? Cool, we taking you to court.
Is that like what T.I., like kind of in align with what he was doing with the lawyers in London?
Yeah, with the lawyers in London. Yeah, you motherfuckers did that shit. We taking you to court. That's what the court system's there for. And then you use the social media to raise awareness to put pressure on the courts. Like, y'all niggas better not fuck this shit up. Instead of like worrying about some of these other little, like, oh, we need gun reform. We don't need gun reform. We need all the guns we can get. We don't want crackers being the only one with the guns.
What?
You know, so we don't need gun reform. We don't need police reform, because when they do police reform, they're going to replace police with robots, and you don't want that.
I'm not bashing nobody, but I think that's where they got, because everybody plays a part, and they don't realize it, that's where they keep the rappers well paid. Because that is what triggers the shit that happens at the fucking club and in the hood, is to shoot each other and kill each other. So now we got to be like, oh, we don't need guns. Yeah, take the guns off the streets. That is all a setup all the way around. If you think it ain't, man, there's no fucking way these rappers should be living the way they live and these teachers are struggling. I just don't believe in that. I don't believe in it. And there's a reason. I feel like that's talking about talent, man. No, I'm sorry. Well, no disrespect. I love music. I listen to it. I'm not against it. I'm just saying this shit do go deeper than what we know, and I feel like that's a part of it.
So we got to follow the money, right? Let's follow the money, right? So the money comes from Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve issues it to the banks. The banks issue out in the forms of loans. It comes down into the commerce corporations, and now the people get it after jobs. Rappers got their hands on the money. Rappers going to take that money, going to give it to Nike, Gucci, and the strip club.
Oh yeah, strip club.
And the strip club. So now the money is in the strip club. Now we got strippers walking around making $250,000 a year or better. Let's not even include the OnlyFans money. So the power has actually moved to the female. So now if the female wants to change things, guess who got the money now? The ball is in the ladies' courts.
Right.
And it's so some people, they talk down on sex workers, and I could do that too. I could criticize anybody in this world, but, I don't do that. Right. So I understand that they getting that money. They getting that money. That's what they do, you know.
Yeah.
As long as you ain't bringing little girls into this shit, I ain't got no problems.
Exactly.
Right. So the sex work industry is taking their money and spending it at the, you know, on the clothes, right? And alcohol and the lifestyle and the cars and all of that. If the women want better neighborhoods, I'm telling you right now, like probably 4 of the top paid strippers in each city could fund a new school. That's 4. I said 4.
Just 4.
Just 4 of the top strippers in each city.
Right.
And now if you include the crowdfunding aspect and say, hey, sex workers, we putting it together, we're going to create a new school, or we're going to, you know, we're going social distancing, we need computers. We got that money. We got it.
Yeah. We got that money.
You know, black people ain't as poor. There are black people in poverty, but
but
as a whole, there's a lot of us with money and wealth.
It's a lot of money out there, man. It is.
Yeah. So that's why I don't buy the whole, you know, blame the white man thing. I'm like, oh, I think we got this. We could do it. We could do it.
Yeah.
So we could blame the rappers and say they spending their money in the strip club. But it's like, all right, well, them niggas is dumb. I'm like, we didn't expect much from them anyway. Right. They rappers for a reason. So that was with the women, and it's just like, all right, ladies, are you gonna do something with it?
Yeah.
You know, it's there now, you know. So
yeah, I needed that information. I needed you.
So I think with rap though, with rappers, like I rap myself, and I think it's a thing where it's a form of expression and the compensation. The reason, to answer your question, Toya, why rappers get paid more than teachers is because of the consumption. You know what I'm saying? There's a mass consumption of it. But to tie into what Hotep was saying, it's like Kanye made a song, which I said you got this story called New Slaves, where he kind of spoke on some of the stuff that Hotep was saying.
Teachers aren't paid because of communism.
What was he, the first or the second verse? It might have been the second verse of the song where he was breaking down, you know what I'm saying, the connection with everything that's been funding and shit. And it's so crazy how it comes full circle. And I don't even know if Toya heard that record, but it's literally, she's speaking on what he was saying in that record, and it ties to this conversation. And literally the song's titled New Slaves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just,
I'm not, and I don't mean to speak so fast, because it's not like I'm sitting here saying, oh, rappers ain't shit. Like I said,
right.
I'm not someone that's like, no, I'm against it completely. No, that's me. I do it too. But I do feel like I understand a deeper level at the same time. And that's just me being me. You know what I mean? I don't have to be all one way. I don't have to be, anti this because I believe in this. Like I can know that and enjoy it at the same time and understand what's going on. And when I say that, it's all about me thinking about when the gun control, that's where it triggered my mindset. Because a lot of that, we live off of music. Our internet, you can literally have a good or bad day based off what you're listening to. So, you know, so it's strong, it's very strong. So they know that. They know that, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, yes, that's my own opinion. They get higher paid. Okay. Yes, they're talented, all that, but they're pushed more in this world because of the type of things that's being taught. Because if they were worried about us being smart, they'd be like, homie, I don't care about what you can rap about, bro. I have to pay these teachers that are going to teach our kids the right way. And I'm going to pay them so good that we conquer teaching our kids the right way. That's just how I think it.
Teachers aren't paid well because of the government. Because of the programs the government does to help teachers, they kill teachers. For example, no school choice. If you go look at the people on Trump's side of the political spectrum, they're saying we want school choice. If you look at the people on Biden's side of this thing, they don't want school choice. Children can't. They locked up a black woman for years because she sent her son to the wrong school. So, So, you know, this is what I'm talking about. Like with the ignorance, we got to look at each policy, right? Now, if you had school choice, you'd be able to say, I can send my child to any school of my choice. And then we could build that school and we can pay those teachers whatever we wanted. If black people had the power of school choice, who knows what we would have built today?
Oh, yeah.
You know, people say, oh, you know, why don't Jay-Z do this? He can't. The government won't allow him to do that.
Wow. And that's the part people don't know.
You know how much bureaucracy goes into opening up a school? You know what I mean? And then they still say you have to teach our culture in your school. This is our standardized test.
That's where that accredited word comes from. Am I
right?
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like, this is our system. School choice would say, teach your people what you want to teach your people. The whole curriculum screwed up. You're not supposed to be learning math and science and English. You're supposed to be learning skills from day one.
Derek Grace was talking about, like, he has something in mind to build a school, and he was talking to somebody, and it was like, is it accredited? And he was trying to tap into what you're saying. Continue on though. That's crazy. Like
the kids, you find early on, one kid has an affinity for art, and you putting this nigga in math class, and he sucked at math, but he great at art. He need to be in the art school more hours of the day than the other classes, and then figure out a way to put the math into the art lesson. Like, children need to be taught based upon their strengths. We need to start picking children out. Like, kindergarten should be about, like, what is your strength? You know what I mean? And some kids are like big and naturally strong. All right, we putting you physical fitness. Maybe you need to be in gym all day. You an athlete, you this, you that. Not to say you're not going to learn some of the intellectual stuff, but we have to take people in. Oh, this kid's got good motor skills. All right, maybe put him in the engineering and section and let him, build things. Right. You got to find these things, these strengths with these kids and have them experiment. But the school design is very cookie cutter.
Oh, it's crazy.
It allows no ebb and flow and creativity to the curriculum. In fact, the building is structurally designed to destroy the human body. It's structurally designed like a prison. First of all, it's structurally designed.
David Smith was saying that.
Yeah. Right.
Like the bells and all that shit.
Yeah, it's all like a prison. If you wanted to design a school, if I designed a school, it would be solar powered. And I don't mean from electricity. Now, I mean literally, like, mirrors would be there to make sure, like, light is hitting every part of this and you're getting just the right amount of UV rays to your body continuously, because that helps stimulate the mind and the brain. You wonder why kids is falling asleep in class. Yeah, well, because the sun is outside and they're inside this dark building. So what happens? Your melatonin starts kicking in. This is a biological effect. You can't blame the child because you caused a biological effect in his body just because you're Caucasian and you're used to not having the sun. So it takes more, you know what I mean? Like, you're biologically different. So we don't fit into your schools. So you wonder why we underperform, because you put me in an environment where my body is deficient based upon how you treated me. Y'all used to the caves. Y'all don't need the sun. Your serotonin gonna be kicking whether it's dark or not. Nah, we light beings. We need the sun.
And I bet your childhood was frustrating, bro, because, like, I think between the three of us, like Toya, she spoke of with her childhood, like, I'm too black for my white friends, to what they consider too white for my black friends, right? Me, I've kind of had that thing where people like, oh, you talking to me like I'm dumb, so I'm like, damn. And then I still, as an adult, dealt with people saying like, oh man, like, you on this side. It's like, well, I gotta be a side. If you wouldn't mind just touching on a little bit the frustrations, I'm almost positive the younger version of you, this shit was frustrating because you probably didn't fit in nowhere.
A lot of pain.
You were ahead.
A lot of pain. There was a lot of pain. It was very lonely. I was a very, very lonely child, like, to the point it almost made me psychotic. But I think that's what made me so strong today, being like learning to be different, right? Because, you're a child and you're like eons ahead of everybody your age. And you're like, hey guys, we should do this. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's just like, yo, this shit dope. I'm telling you. And it's just like, no, blocks. I'm like, yo, fuck them blocks, nigga. I got some hot shit.
We like blocks.
Yeah.
Like this. We don't know what you're talking about. I told myself, people think, man, I was so, and I'm lonely now, back again as an adult. I went back to being lonely. But as a child, I was the weird kid by herself, hiding from everybody.
Yeah.
It was nowhere I could fit in it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, for real. Like, there was no space for me. I went through a lot with that.
Yeah.
A whole lot.
It hurts.
A whole child, yeah.
It's a lot of, it's and I deal with it now too. So I know what you mean.
That's what I'm saying. Now I'm back to it. I'm back here because the more open I get, the more separated I get from everybody else. But now I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm
that's
low-key.
A bar. Say
I'm
that again. The more you said, the more open. Say it again.
The more open I get, the more separated I am from everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's like, but now I like enjoy it. So I'm like, fuck yeah, like. I just like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm not like you guys.
Yeah.
I like being weird. Fuck you. Like,
yeah.
Stay the fuck around me because that other, I just don't vibe with. I'm not better. I just don't vibe with the norm. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this just don't make me happy. This don't.
The definition of weird is something the world never seen before. I think that's why people call something weird, because they never seen something they never seen before.
Yeah.
You know
but I mean,
you said you had a bar, Hotep, where you said something ain't hard, it's only new.
Yeah.
And that made me feel like
hard, only new. Yeah.
Yeah, that was some deep shit. That was some deep shit. Like, it's not hard, it's only new. Yeah, and that's probably how people look at people like us, like, oh, they're hard. No, we're not hard to understand. We're new to understand.
Yeah. You know
what I'm saying? Sex was scary before we had it for the first time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But she's right though. The more conscious you are, the more lonely you become.
You do.
You know,
but you just gotta be like me, where I can accept it is because like, okay, what I'm gonna do? Get mad because nobody thinks like me? Because I feel like actually that's what makes me cool.
Yeah.
So I don't take it as like, I need you guys to think like me. I'm like, shit, I'm fucking cool. I don't think like y'all. Like, it's reversed for me. And then I don't know.
You're a guardian.
If I try to do what they do, then I'm not happy. So it's like, right. I'm happy over here. Fuck it. I like.
Well, you gotta remember, in the cartoons they throw us a lot of clues, right? And in these cartoons they have like these titans or these big spiritual gods, and sometimes they call them guardians, right? Yeah. And they got superpowers and they're like 80 feet tall, right? Yeah. Once you become conscious, you become a guardian. Mm-hmm. There's only, there might be 7 guardians in the whole cartoon, and one's on one side of the earth, the other one's on the other side of the earth, right? So you are technically alone once you become a conscious one, but you become conscious because you have a responsibility to the unconscious.
Yeah.
You weren't given that gift for yourself. You were given that gift to uplift humanity.
And that goes back to saying, where I got chills just now. That goes back to saying about when we were saying in the beginning on how I deal with being able to teach is, for one, do it in real time, so it's always respected and accepted because you understand I'm there with you, and then do it in a way where it doesn't have to be so close to me. That way I don't have to get so involved and so caught up in a human emotion way, and I can leave it more spiritual and more of my mission, because now when I speak to the world and I have a girl, like not millions, but I have so many women right now hitting me up, just commenting on my videos on TikTok or hitting me up in my DMs like, man, you really helped me, man, you really needed me. I'm like, job's done. It closes there. I don't have to say, did she make it though? Did she do what I told her to do? That's human shit. I'm not there for, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to just give you that even if it's a moment of clarity, that's what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. So that it goes back to that. Like, that's why I do it this way, where I can do it in a, like I said, a spiritual way instead of a human way of needing you to, you know what I mean? Like, I just like that. Yeah.
You've removed the ego from the situation.
Right.
And that's beautiful. Like I'm operating from my highest self.
Yes.
My highest self told me, share this. I've shared it. It has nourished people.
Yes.
Let's do it again.
Even if it's a moment. Yeah. And do it again.
And let's do it again. Like, everything else doesn't matter. It's just that cycle, I'm in my higher self. I get the epiphany. I share. Let's do it again.
That's probably why I'm enjoying life right now, being different. And I'm enjoying where I am at alone, because I'm actually doing work. I'm actually doing I'm walking in my purpose every day. When I can come up with a new video and it blows up and everybody's, and I'm like, it keeps me going. I'm like, who needs friends when you out here like being a fucking angel, living, walking angel. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really need that if you're out here really doing what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So I feel I'm like, this is it. This is a fulfillment for me. I didn't need people actually to be physically by me and hang out. And
what's your sun sign? You a Taurus, Leo? What are you?
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, word. Oh shit. Yo, you know about signs? What's his name? Alex? Alex. Alex, you know about the signs?
To an extent. So the thing that would be funny with me is I'll be like, okay, so I'm a Cancer, right?
Oh.
But I'm right on the cusp. I'm right on the cusp. I'm June 23rd. So I'm right there by Gemini.
Yeah. Oh. I know, right? That's what I be like, damn, God. Listen,
you lucky you were an Aquarius, that's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, my best friend, which is my cousin, which is the only human being I can see every day, she forces me to be, so I can't help it. But she's same birthday, everything. So it's like, yeah, thank God it's me, because nobody else.
What you know? What's your give us your perspective on those.
And what is your sign?
I'm a Libra.
A Libra.
Yeah.
My mother's a Libra. My daughter's a Libra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love people who are Aquarius. Leos cling to me. I see a lot of Leos.
I can't get rid of a Leo. They'll follow me for the rest of my life.
Yo, I don't know what it is.
So weird with Leos. I'm like, why don't I never get rid of you?
But yeah, so Aquarius, like Libra, we're air signs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people think Aquarius, they think water sign. It's not a water sign, it's an air sign. We're air signs. And so we can just like move with shit. You know, ain't nothing really gonna phase us. But I look at Aquarius as being like the sign you aspire to be, right? Like my next life, I want to be an Aquarius. Like I love being a Libra, don't get me wrong, but I kind of want to try out that Aquarius shit.
I kind of want to try it.
Yeah, but now it makes sense, like who you are, and because Aquarius is very much like an oracle. You know, so it's funny you said that. Dan, that's crazy, because you know you have like this nice balance to you, where you can be fiery but still feminine. Yeah, that's dope.
And real free.
Yeah, that's that air sign.
Extremely free. We like restriction where? Like what? You said what? To do what?
So what's
we
funny,
can't do what?
Right? My mom's in Aquarius.
Okay.
Yeah. You know
that's dope. Yeah.
But me and my moms, we have our, you know, at times, you know. Okay. So.
Yeah, but you got a whole lot of planets out there too. So you're a combination of signs, you know.
Yeah, I was looking. That's what I was in my phone. I'm looking for my list of things because I actually got like Virgo,
the rising signs, and all them other
ascending.
Ascending. Yeah.
I think
what you know about the Cancers that's on the cusp of Gemini? Y'all both made a face like oh shit.
Whoa.
Like what's up with us?
Issues. Y'all just got emotional issues, man. Cancers mostly, but the fact that you're on the cusp of Gemini changes things.
Tough.
Also, yeah, and so it's also you got to remember is you don't necessarily have to be your sign at all.
Nah,
and that's the thing, because to me, I looked at it like, where do signs apply to genetics? Because somebody can be just like their pops or just like their moms, and they're two completely different signs. Like my pops was born January 8th, and me and him are like, you know, just alike. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know, he passed away 2 years ago, and I felt like I lost like a piece of me because I could literally converse with him and feel like I'm talking to an older version of myself, literally. You know what I'm saying? And he could always like look at me and tell me, be like, you was thinking this. And I know why you was thinking that, because when I was your age, I was thinking that.
Yeah, genetics over astrology. Yeah, genetics over astrology all day.
That's me. I'm big on the breakdown of, okay, we got signs. Yeah, and I'm into it. Mm-hmm. I'm also really into genetics, big time. I did not learn it, once again, through a book. I learned it through having 4 children, and there's 3 different dads. So I dealt with real life situations where I had one child, her father went to the feds when she was 3 months old, didn't get out till she was like 10 and a half, 11. And I could see this girl has never been around this man, but can be just like him. Have strong characteristics of a person that she's never been around.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm registering, watching my children like, this shit's fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And now that's why I'm big on like, bitch, be careful who you have kids with. I don't give a damn, because all that science shit great, but genetics is strong. And man, listen, I don't give a damn what you're like, because there's so many people I know as Aquarius, women and all, and I'm like, you ain't me, and I ain't you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think signs is more about how you express yourself.
Yeah.
That's deep. Yeah,
that's where you don't have to be the sign in totality, but you'll see the sign in how you express yourself in certain circumstances.
Because sign is flat out a sign.
Because there's some people that like live, but like, they're all the way they sign.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that at all.
Any of your kids Libras?
No.
Me?
No? How about you, Toya? Any of your kids?
Yeah,
I have a daughter that's a Libra. I have 2 Geminis and a Cancer.
Ooh.
I got 3 kids born in June. Crazy.
Ooh, crazy.
You don't think I don't know? You crazy.
Oh man.
I know.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm an emotional motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie about that.
But it's like, you're emotional, but then you hard. Like, I'm strong. And then like me, I'm big on communication. I'm big on like immediate communication. Not wait till the shit boil over, because now you about to blow me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, as I'm a very in the moment person. As I think it, I speak it. I'm big on that shit. And
that's why I can understand 50 cents of Cancer.
That's really how I lost a lot of friends. I ain't gonna be real. I ain't gonna lie to you, because they couldn't handle it. You know? But I was like, damn, you don't want nobody to be honest? That's crazy. But anyways, so with dealing with my best friend, my cousin that's a Cancer, you know, she'll bottle that bitch up, hard, and then crash. And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I know this young couple. The dude was a Cancer, the girl was a Gemini. They were dating online for less than 3 months, and they moved in together. Huge disaster. I mean, domestic violence out the roof. She was whipping his ass. He fighting back. It's just a mess.
He was fighting back.
He was. I think he was the one getting abused, to be honest.
Hey, that was my cousin. She's like that for real.
See, but I think people understand us for being like that, because like the reason I brought up 50 Cent, like people look at him to be, every time he says something, people are like, oh shit, like what the fuck. But I feel like the world understands that's him being him, because he's an emotional person. So it's like one moment it may be one thing, and one maybe it may be another. You know what I'm saying? So I think certain people that are like that, the world understands how you are. Charlemagne the God's a Cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Certain people understand.
So those people always feel the need to explain themselves.
Yeah.
Right? I don't explain myself. People be asking questions. I'm not explaining myself. Figure that shit out. When you figure it out, let me know. Yeah. Or when you have better questions, we can talk about it, right? But,
it's how you come. You know what I mean? Then you might spark me to like, okay, now we can talk.
Yeah.
I like that too, because I'm big on, man. This I thought it was rude, because I'd be like, it'll come to you.
Yeah.
I used to say it'll come to you.
Right.
Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not explaining myself.
Yeah, I don't got the energy. I would tell a bitch, if people come here, like, I don't even have the energy right now. I'm big on that too, bitch. I'll tell a bitch I ain't got the energy fast. Like, I don't got it like that right now for that. Nah,
I must feed that energy to people who want it, who really need it. You know, yeah. I'm saving my energy for people who come to me for real advice. Yeah. I don't have time. You know, I can't say I don't have time. I do not create time for it
at all. Like I told Alex, it is a big excuse, but I started blaming my kids. I got kids. That's why I don't. I'm like, I'm lying. That's why I asked him. I was like, y'all know I lie when I say that. like I'm, with 4 kids, I still can make time, but I don't care to. I don't got the energy.
Nah, don't.
I don't got the energy.
Don't. I don't.
Man, we really appreciate you, man, for taking the time.
Yeah. Because I know we could. Yeah. I know we could go. Like
I can tell you, we would be here. No bullshit. I can tell you, we would be here like forever.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, like something we ask everybody to do when they come to the show is, you know, they say we're a reflection of the 5 people that we're around or communicate with the most. Shout out the 5 people that you are around or you communicate with the most that, you know, tied to the reflection of what we see from you.
Oh man. So going back to the point you made earlier about meditating before sleep, I agree. Meditate before sleep. So the people I consult are the characters of my subconscious mind.
I think it's real rich.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah. Pandemic, major influence in my life. Damn, I don't talk to people, bro. I gotta be honest with you. Uncle Hotep, Doe Dubes.
I be feeling people when they be like that. I be like, man, listen.
Only thing I can think about, like I'm trying to think about people outside the team. It's just like, nah, it's just the team. Like Uncle Hotep.
That's who it is. That's
Chad has provided a lot to my education, pointing me in the direction of things, my Hoteps, man. Like Hotep, the whole Hotep nation is like really my circle, man. MG, Michael Green, one of the best writers I ever met. And he does internet security or network security, cybersecurity. My partners at my companies, Maher, Samal, Riley, whoever I'm getting money with.
You get money. And we appreciate you so much for creating time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yes. Yeah, like I said, I looked and I was like, oh shit, Black people requested to speak to me. I'm like, all right, hit my calendar. I didn't even ask. I don't even think I asked y'all. So I think I just asked you what y'all want to talk about. Because I just wanted to be, ready. Like, what y'all want to talk about. And
they were trying to hide you, knowing damn well we're not gonna find you over there.
Yeah.
And I've been hitting my boy MP up the past couple of days to be like, oh shit, bro, guess what I'm about to talk to? He ain't pick up. He gonna be pissed off when he see the shit. He like, shit, I should have picked up and be like, see, you know what I'm saying? Because he the one that was. That's where I first heard about you.
Shout out to MP, man. He's an important individual. It's people like him that get me in front of the right eyes. I always say all my marketing is word of mouth. It's just people telling people about me. And I appreciate people like him, people like that, transmitters and facilitators. They're very important. Yes. Whenever I see a brilliant mind, I always tell people about that brilliant mind. But they hide me, I can get on all the white shows. That's easy,
Right.
Black shows, I think I'm blackballed or something.
We're not of a monolithic thought.
I don't know. I'm the type of person that I'm not in the industry world at all. Like I don't know what's really going on out there. Like it's so weird for me to get a show because I was like telling Alex, I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going on outside. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I sense things and I get information in a different way. And it's not blackballed at all. It's like it's just unfortunately, as our culture, we caught up on that cool shit.
Yeah.
Caught up on that fucking train shit. You know what I mean? I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm here with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I know what's going on. So I don't think it's like personal. It's just like we just not really on it.
Yeah.
It's one of us in every family though. And every family is one of us. So we need it.
Yeah.
It's one of us in every family. No matter
when you trying to find out what Lil Baby said yesterday, you're looking for that. You're not looking for you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you got a whole group of people doing that. What Lil Baby said yesterday? What him and his baby mama did?
What?
Man. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
People that's our
mindset right now. So you said,
that's why I was so proud when he made that.
We don't catch up to you to shit they got. You know what I mean? And then we find you. You're like, motherfucker.
When he made that song, The Bigger Picture, I had like my cousin, you know what I'm saying, was at my crib. He stayed the night and I took him to the airport the next morning. And that song came out and I played that shit for him. I was like, hey, here, I want you to hear this. This is somebody that you look up, listen to what he's saying. I'm glad. I'm like, okay, this record right here that he's making, this generation, they can look at that and be like, oh shit, okay, what is he talking about here? And that song got up to number 3 on the charts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I love when like Lil Baby and certain people that are, in the culture and
they'll use that. They use their platforms.
Yeah. I mean, the platforms gotta, I did Joe Rogan, and like, people at the Breakfast Club, like they go to Joe Rogan, right, to get they clout up, right? So like I did the biggest podcast in the world. Yes. So it's like how hasn't anybody from the Black community wanted to have a conversation with me? And I think it's honestly because they're scared of me. They can't.
Do you think they're afraid of accepting the truth?
Oh yeah,
that's what
pretty lies and ugly truths, man.
Right. And not. And see, that's when the energy, because I didn't even know who you were for real. I'm not on the outside for real, like at all. So that's when you know energy is real, because I put intent behind this, and it came to me just like that. I believe in that. That's how I believe it. Yeah, Diaz might have did it, you know what I mean? But that he has a part in that. Like you said, those transmitters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just believe in that. Like, how did we, like, are we like the first Black podcast? Because that'd be dope as fuck if it was like for real, like that you know what I mean? Like grabbed you and had you on like that. Because
I mean, I've done some. I would say out of all my Black podcasts, I would have to put y'all number one.
What?
Number one experience. I've done I want to say maybe a little bit more than a handful. You know, some of them couldn't really hang with me and pull the gems out and have those real good conversations. One of them was a Black dude. He's in tech, so we spoke tech, right? So that was a little bit different conversation. I had another dude out of Africa. I had a good conversation with him, but there was a language barrier. So, and because he's in another country, like I had to break down like really finite things to like, I was basically giving him a window into Black culture in America, right? So that's like a different type of conversation. But for like Black Americans, this is like the first one was like really like, oh, these is niggas too. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta bridge that gap between the culture and consciousness, and that's what we're here to do.
And that's definitely what I'm here to do, for sure.
Hey, anything you need, bro, we come on your show. We come on anything.
Follow me. Make sure y'all follow me.
Yeah, shout out.
Oh, I've been following you. Yeah,
shout out your hashtags.
Hit me with a message. Where you follow me at? Instagram or Twitter?
On IG, yeah.
All right,
shout it all out. Let them know.
Okay,
that's how lost I am out here. I don't even have Twitter.
Send me a DM so I can follow back and keep up with y'all information and boost y'all signal and shit like that. And whenever y'all want to have another talk, let me know. And I got a bunch of people I'm connected to. So if y'all want people y'all want to talk to, you know what I mean? Let me know. I can hook it up.
Appreciate that. And any websites? Let them know what websites for them to get to.
BryanSharp.co, BryanSharpe.co. You see all my companies, all of my books. I'm an author and tech founder, and also, I have a Saturday class every Saturday. So if they want to plug into that, that's $97 a month. And they can come do their thing.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So the man that plugged us in with you, Diaz, you know what I'm saying? He had, he's somebody I'm grateful for. I literally put it in. It's a part of my affirmations. You know what I'm saying? For me to be business partners with that dude, I've known him for years. So when he was like, oh, he got him, I almost wanted to ask him, and how did you pull that off? But I didn't want to offend him. Kind of like, he's one of them people, like I feel like I'd be offending him if I asked him how he pulled that off to get you on the show.
Yeah, I've had some people who don't know how to reach out, right? And it's just like, I kind of got to teach you how to book me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it was seamless. It was seamless with him, you know, like the experience was great, you know. So whoever did that knew what they were doing. That was a professional.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Blessings.
So